we are dealing with the first vertical column of the first schedule of the Criminal Procedure Code when we started discussing part 5 as far as my lecture series is concerned. This is the sixth part as far as my lecture series is concerned, and here I want to draw your attention that when we refer to the section as per which a person can be charged and can be convicted by the court of law, as you start learning the section as per which a person is convicted. For example, if A commits the offense of murder as it is defined by section 300 of the Indian Penal Code, he is charged as per section 302 of the Indian Penal Code, and the maximum punishment that can be inflicted by the court of law, which is mentioned as far as section 302 of the Indian Penal Code is concerned. So now, as we refer to the first vertical column, and when I say a person is always charged as per that section which is mentioned in the first vertical column of the first schedule of the Criminal Procedure Code, the time for you to know as to what do you mean by charge. This is not the time for us to work out details regarding charge, but I am trying to give you general idea as to whenever you come across a particular terminology. For example, A was charged as per section 302 of the Indian Penal Code, you must immediately refer to section 2B of the Indian Criminal Procedure Code, which defines what do you mean by charge. This says charge includes any head of the charge if it contains more heads than one. But then that is not sufficient. Along with this, you start reading right from section 211 up to section 224 of the Criminal Procedure Code, and the heading of the chapter is charge, where you take into consideration various aspects with which we shall be dealing when we start. But you, by reading this chapter, you come to know everything. For example, how the charge is required to be framed. What do you mean by jointer of charges? What is the effect of defect of charge? What is the effect as far as framing error with respect to the framing of the charge is concerned? Can a person be convicted for a minor offense when he is charged with a major offense? What do you mean by charge is the alternative? What do you mean by jointer of charges? All aspects you take into consideration by reading this particular chapter. But then let me tell you, along with this chapter, you have to have reference to one more section, and that is section 464 of the Criminal Procedure Code, to know what is the effect of irregularity as far as framing of the charge is concerned. We shall work out details regarding this chapter. What do you mean by irregular proceedings during course of our lectures? No doubt about it. But the time for me to tell you that this doesn't serve the purpose as to as everybody must know, charge is always framed by the court of law, and hence what is the manner, what is the form of the charge, that you will understand immediately after reading whatever I have told you in the past, by having reference to second schedule of the Criminal Procedure Code, by having reference to form number 32 as far as Criminal Procedure Code is concerned. So having reference to what? First schedule, it is possible for you to proceed further from the point of view of knowing various chapters and various provisions as far as Criminal Procedure Code is concerned, which are required to be read in toto for the purpose of understanding or making your fundas very clear. With this now, we proceed to second vertical column of the first schedule of the Criminal Procedure Code. It makes mention of what? It makes mention, though the columns are vertical, you have to read the columns horizontally. So now when you read section 302 as far as the first vertical column is concerned, in the second vertical column you come to know the name of the offense. There are many sections in the Indian Penal Code as per which the offences are defined and known by a particular name. For example, theft, extortion, robbery, dacoity, cheating, mischief, yes, these are the offenses. But at times you may come across a situation and find out that section has not given a specific name to the offense. For example, by way of illustration, refer to section 186 of the Indian Penal Code. That deals with what? That deals with an offense of obstructing public servant in discharging of his duties, for which it is not known by a particular name. So while reading second vertical column of the first schedule of the Criminal Procedure Code, you come across that much part of the definition is reduced into writing as far as second vertical column of the first schedule of the Criminal Procedure Code is concerned, because of which it is possible for you to know the nature of the offense. So without having reference to Indian Penal Code, if you merely come to know that if the person is charged as per section 302 of the Indian Penal Code, you immediately come to know by having reference to the second vertical column of the first schedule of the Criminal Procedure Code that what is the offense with which he has been charged, or what is the offense with which a person is accused. So now this is the importance of the second schedule of the Criminal Procedure Code. With this now we proceed to third vertical column of the first schedule of the Criminal Procedure Code. Now third vertical column makes mention of the punishment that can be inflicted by the court of law if the person is accused of an offense which is mentioned as far as the first vertical column of the first schedule of the Criminal Procedure Code is concerned. For example, 302, murder. What is the maximum punishment? Death penalty can be inflicted by the court of law. So the maximum punishment that can be inflicted if the person is accused and charged as per section 302 of the Indian Penal Code is death penalty. Now this is the time for you to go back and refresh your memory regarding whatever you have learned on punishment as far as Indian Penal Code is concerned, with which we shall be dealing as far as the next part of our lecture series is concerned.